Welcome guys to another episode of AEW Mania. We are back with some of the most interesting news and talks of AEW. Today in this video we will see AEW Star's Slam Wrestling veteran Jim Cornette. FTR explain why they fired WWE legend Tully Blanchard. Top AEW tag team comments on potentially working with WWE legend Bret Hart. Daniel Garcia sends powerful messages to AEW fans on Twitter. Ronda Rousey's former teammate sends an ominous message to the top AEW champion. And in the end, we will see Paul Heyman gives honest thoughts on Cody Rhodes' AEW departure. But before we jump into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification icon to stay updated. So now without further ado, let's dive into our video. The first thing we will discuss here is AEW Star's Slam Wrestling veteran Jim Cornette. AEW Star Brody King and referee Aubrey Edwards have made their feelings known about wrestling veteran Jim Cornette. Cornette has consistently been critical of AEW and its stars, regularly laying into the promotion on social media and his podcasts. The former WWE manager has often shown a disliking towards some of AEW's wrestlers, including Kenny Omega, Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. Speaking on the most recent edition of the AEW Unrestricted podcast, Brody King was asked by a fan on social media if given the opportunity, which celebrity would he like to perform his Gonzo Bomb finishing move on. This is what King had to say. Jim Cornette. Next question. To which referee Aubrey Edwards responded with, "Good answer, fuck that guy." Cornette is often seen as a controversial figure in the industry due to his opinions. He is never one to shy away from giving his thoughts, even if it means targeting popular stars. Now let's see FTR explain why they fired WWE legend Tully Blanchard. FTR have made a name for themselves in AEW as one of the best tag teams on the roster. The duo currently reigns supreme at the AAA World Tag Team Championship, and they previously held the gold in AEW Hall of Famer Tully Blanchard managed the two men for the majority of their run with the promotion. But Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler fired the legend for a disagreement a few weeks ago. Harwood and Wheeler recently appeared on the Two-Man Power Trip podcast, and in one highlight, they explained why they cut ties with the legend. Wheeler noted that, while Blanchard previously pushed them to the next level, they want to go in a different direction now. When Tully came in, he was laser-focused, said Wheeler. He gave us this edge, and he gave us these ideas, and he had this knowledge that was untapped, and it got us over the hump. We won the AEW tag team titles thanks to Tully. It's not about the money. It's about the legacy. It's about the people that you meet along the way. And I never would have imagined the friendship that we have now and the things that we've accomplished after all these years. FTR are currently on their own, but tensions between the duo and MJF seem to be rising. On the latest episode of Dynamite, Wheeler and Harwood made it clear that they don't approve of the way MJF treated Wardlow. Based on their recent behavior, the former champions might be building up to a face turn in the coming weeks. Now let's see top AEW tag team comments on potentially working with WWE legend Bret Hart. Bret Hart has been comfortably retired for many years now. The WWE Hall of Famer hasn't completely disappeared from the wrestling world, as he still makes appearances from time to time. Other than the occasional signing, Hart last physically appeared in a major wrestling promotion during AEW's inaugural Double or Nothing pay-per-view. The Hitman also appeared during a vignette to congratulate Ken Shamrock on his Impact Hall of Fame induction. Among rumors of Bret Hart possibly signing with AEW and managing FTR, the tag team appeared on the Two-Man Power Trip podcast. Previously, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler have openly talked about their respect for the Hitman. In the interview, Wheeler discussed Hart's influence and noted that anything is possible when it comes to his return. They stated, "He's that guy that just touched lives," said Wheeler. "So there's a chance that even if it's just for one night, or it's just backstage, where he's talking to us, giving advice, that's cool with me. I don't know. Whatever could be possible. I'm not going to add any fuel to that fire." Wheeler added that he'd be happy with Hart simply making a backstage appearance in AEW because he'd like to thank the legend. But even if it's just a one-night thing, where he's backstage, hanging out, just giving advice to people, that would be cool, just to get to work with Bret and let him know how much he's influenced us, even though he already knows, because we talked about it non-stop, Wheeler continued. Now let's see Daniel Garcia sends powerful message to AEW fans on Twitter. AEW star Daniel Garcia has grown a lot in confidence in recent weeks and has now taken to Twitter to boast about his abilities following his actions on the most recent edition of AEW Dynamite. Garcia, along with the rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society, laid waste to a returning Santana, Ortiz and Eddie Kingston after the three men jumped the Jaws backstage. The brawl spilled into the arena, where Chris Jericho made use of his trusty bat, Floyd, and in no time at all, Jericho and the rest of the gang had gained the upper hand. Garcia made a very powerful statement by putting Eddie Kingston in a sharpshooter, which he was very happy about on social media. "I put your favorite wrestler in a sharpshooter while wearing Dunks and Dickies 574s. You can't talk to me no kind of way, Macron," said Daniel Garcia. Garcia has found nothing but success since joining up with the former AEW World Champion, even picking up a win over the former #1 ranked tag team in AEW, John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Now let's head over some cross-brands fires as Ronda Rousey's former teammate sends ominous message to top AEW champion. Ronda Rousey's former teammate Marina Shafir is set to challenge AEW star Jade Cargill. The former MMA fighter sent a warning to the TBS champion on Twitter. Marina Shafir was part of the four horsewomen of MMA that included Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler and Jessamyn Duke. All four would go on to join WWE. However, Shafir was released from WWE in June 2021. She spent her WWE career almost entirely in NXT as muscle for the then NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. Like Ronda Rousey, Shafir transitioned from MMA to pro wrestling. Although she is yet to appear on Dynamite or Rampage, she has picked up a number of wins on AEW Dark. Although she lost on her debut to Chris Statlander, she went on to pick up 4 wins in a row after that. Jade Cargill is unbeaten so far, and Shafir will have a tough mountain to climb when she faces her. However, she is looking forward to the challenge. "Oh man. I am going to enjoy getting your respect. Maybe a little too much," Marina Shafir tweeted. While the former NXT star will have the deck stacked against her, Jade Cargill will have her work cut out for her as she looks to secure her 30th straight win in All Elite Wrestling. Now let's conclude our video with Paul Heyman gives honest thoughts on Cody Rhodes' AEW departure. Paul Heyman gave his honest opinion about the departure of Cody Rhodes from AEW. The latter was the EVP and played an integral part in the company's foundation. Cody and his wife Brandi left All Elite Wrestling on February 15, 2022, after the parties could not agree upon a new contract. Multiple reports noted that the American Nightmare signed with WWE a few weeks ago and is likely to debut at WrestleMania 38 to face Seth Rollins. In a recent appearance on Ariel Helwani's The MMA Hour, Heyman said that Cody was determined to continue the legacy of his father, Dusty, in AEW. He speculated that Cody was probably not getting involved in the decision-making process of AEW during the end of his tenure. This exclusion may have resulted in Rhodes leaving the company. He's one of the founders of the company, a lot of it is his concept, a lot of the initial phase was on him, and Cody always had a vision to fill the boots of his father, not just in the ring, but behind the scenes. And the fact that he didn't have the level of participation in decision-making that he initially probably thought. This is speculation on my end. I never heard this from Cody, but just seeing the manner in which the creative end of that company grew, it doesn't surprise me that at some point he was going to say, "Not what I originally envisioned, and I want to see what life is like elsewhere," Heyman said. That's all for today's video. Comment down your favorite part and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Have a nice day.